Funny how life works out. It's amazing what I've been through. And I never expected to be where I am today.
My name is Paul Bassenson, and I'm 26 years old. This means I'm a member of Generation Y. You know, the generation that can't seem to grow up, get a job, and move out of their parents' house? Yeah, that one. Ever since I got my bachelor's degree from the College of St. Rose in Albany, the capital of New York State, in May of 2009, I've been trying to find a job that will allow me to sustain myself indefinitely. Unfortunately, I haven't had much luck. Sure, there have been a number of jobs I've held since then, but nothing that's worked out for the long term. And I'm just about to start yet another round of job searching, but I know exactly how it's gonna go. I'll apply to countless job postings, I'll drop off resumes, all the while attempting to maintain some semblance of optimism that, by chance, someone will get back to me and offer me a job interview. But even after that, I'm not guaranteed a response. I'm not about to go through this again, especially when I have the credentials and opportunities that I do. Throughout my time between careers and time off from the temporary and minimum wage jobs I've held, I've fed a variety of interests: social media, vexillology, Japanology, history, politics. And within these areas, I've been developing individual projects that I think could lead to great things. Problem is, I'm not in the right environment to fully flesh them out. I was born in Albany, but grew up and lived most of my life in a suburb 15 minutes off Albany called Del Mar. Del Mar is only 2.5 hours away from New York City. You'd think that would be the obvious choice for where I should move, right? Wrong. There's a far more ideal place for me to live. Though an international institution in countless areas of scholarly study, international relations, not to mention the site of the headquarters of numerous national and international organizations, I believe Washington, D.C. would better suit my needs. Why? Well, for one thing, I am the president and head administrator of the Facebook group, Future Presidents of the United States. I could write an entire book about my history as a member of this group, and in fact, it's already in the works. I've been able to pave the way for many, many people around my age to network decades in advance of their future presidential campaigns. Many members of this group have already gone on to gain fame in their home states, nationally, and even internationally. But that's not all the group's allowed me to do. On the International Day of Peace, September 21st, in 2010, I created the International Coalition of Aspiring Leaders, a Facebook group consisting of aspiring heads of state or government from around the world, ending up with representatives from 12 different nations. It was around this time that I was also invited to join International Young Leaders in Action, a Facebook group centered on youth leadership with members mostly coming from African countries such as Sierra Leone, Uganda, and Kenya. In early 2011, I was invited to speak at a conference they were holding in 2012. A 2012 and 2017 Kenyan presidential candidate named Jared Akama Ondieki was organizing this conference, slated to be the first of its kind. The first international political leadership conference organized entirely online. Because of my eagerness to participate, and my enthusiasm and passion for expanding and substantiating the role of President and Head Administrator of Future Presidents of the United States, I was charged with finding speakers for the conference. I knew exactly who to contact. I reached out to who was most likely to be knowledgeable and passionate about the theme of the conference, leadership in the beginning. In order to get attention, I sent snail mail letters, instead of emails, to the superstars of the internet. Mark Zuckerberg, co-founder of Facebook. Joe Green, founder of the Causes Facebook app, nowcauses.com. And President Obama himself. There were others, but it would take too long to list them. The point is, all except one failed to respond to my invitation to speak at the conference. I'll give you 3 guesses as to who it was. No, it wasn't exactly President Obama, but the White House did take it upon themselves to respond to my invitation. Hang on, can we stop the music here? This is pretty serious.
Good afternoon. This message is for Paul Bassenson. My name is Carlos, and I'm calling from the White House Office of Appointments and Scheduling. This call is in reference to your letter that's dated September 23rd, addressed to President Obama, inviting him to your conference from February 15th to the 17th. I'm calling to let you know that we have reviewed your letter, and it is with sincere regret that at this time we are unable to accommodate your invitation. However, as we do the President values each and every invitation that he receives, and we thank you for your interest in including the President in your plans. Have a very nice day.
So the White House, the penultimate American political institution, took my invitation seriously enough to respond to it. Even though they said that President Obama could not accept my invitation at this time, to this day, I don't know if the President actually saw my invitation. But that's beside the point. The point is, I'm on the precipice of what I believe to be an entirely new branch of national and international politics. The full emergence of the internet and political discourse. The expansion of the national and international diplomatic arenas to more fully embrace this second dimension of humankind. And that's exactly why I believe moving to the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, or to D.C. itself, is the next logical move in this era of my life. I believe the D.C. metropolitan area would allow me to form in-person connections on a level that I previously couldn't conceive. I've drained the capital region for as much as it's had to offer me. It doesn't even approach the level of abundance the D.C. metropolitan area would be able to indefinitely stoke my interests. It would open up entire worlds to me previously unavailable or only marginally available. Living in the D.C. metropolitan area, or in D.C. itself, would expose me to international cultures beyond measure. A substantially large population of people with a range of interests and hobbies incomparable to anywhere else I've lived. And yes, this also means I would finally be able to start thinking about settling down and having a family. I've lost friends along the way. The recession has held back countless others, including myself, from achieving their full potential. There's an entire world out there, and I know I can do better. That's why I'm reaching out to you today. Long ago, I realized that, overall, wisdom lies with people themselves. I can't achieve great things on my own. It will be others that will lift me up and allow me to achieve my full potential. This is why I need your help. I'm going to need to take care of logistical details, social details, and details beyond the scope of which I am currently aware. The point is, I need to end up where I need to go. My living, networking, and employment situation need to be taken care of before I make anything official. So please, post your responses and advice on what I can do next in order to advance me to the next logical phase of my life. This is where life starts anew.